trendy diets and food fads that are circling on the internet, it's hard to know which meal plan is something that you can really stick to and something that's also going to be healthy for you. Well, U.S. News and World Report said that the Mediterranean diet is the best, and our friend Wendy Wesley is a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and you agreed with that.
I do.
So I want to know why. Why is this the best one, the Mediterranean?
Well, the Mediterranean diet is sustainable. You can eat it every day for the rest of your life. It's, as you can see, it's full of color. Where you see all of this beautiful plant color, you find fiber. Where we find fiber, we find lower cholesterol. You're full. You're not going around hungry all day. You're nourished, maintaining weight or losing weight. Healthy fats. I could go on and on and on about all of the wonderful attributes of this pattern of eating.
Okay, and is it easy to make meals on a Mediterranean diet, though?
It is. If you can learn how to keep your refrigerator full and your pantry full of high fiber vegetables. I always say fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, whole grains, some seafood, some lean meats, and that's kind of the backbone of it. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, whole grains.
Okay, and a lot of moderate kind of maybe use of olive oil. I feel like there's a lot of olive oil.
There is a lot of olive oil. There is a lot. Not a lot, but we use it to make things taste great and to make dressings. And there isn't anything wrong with that.
Okay, so what are we making here today?
Well, this is a Mediterranean dip and spread platter that when I have friends coming over, I always put this, and you put it out on the table, and they say, "Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful color." Mm-hmm. And so what I'm making is a tabbouleh. This is I have some broccoli rabe and some parsley and some cilantro all bunched up. And what I've done is I've cooked some farro in advance. This is a whole grain. It's very high in protein and high in fiber. And it's what I'm going to make is a tabbouleh. And so I'm chopping this nice and fine. I'm going to add it to it. And it's kind of a salad with a grain base. And so I mix this up. I add the lemon.
Okay.
And then a little bit of olive oil.
Good olive oil.
Good old olive oil. So what I've done is I've made a simple kind of a vinaigrette of lemon and olive oil. And the longer this sits, the better it tastes.
Okay.
You can also add some garlic and maybe a little bit of salt. Probably don't need it though. And then all I do is I'll spoon this onto the plate.
And let's talk about some of the other things on the plate too. You got some hummus over here, olives, some other vegetables, and
right.
nuts.
So lots of protein here in the hummus as well as the fiber because it's made of garbanzo beans, and garbanzo beans are incredibly high in protein. This farro is high in protein, and then good fats from the olives. Beautiful, good plant fats from the olives.
And these are all things that are pretty heart healthy for us too, right?
Incredibly heart healthy because of their micronutrients, because of their fiber. They lower cholesterol. They'll help keep you nice and full, so you won't tend to overeat on sugar and sugary and floury foods, and that is really not found in abundance in the Mediterranean diet.
But we do have some pita bread here, right?
We do have some pita bread. This is whole grain, 100% whole wheat pita bread, and it is an accompaniment to these the vegetables. It's not the big star of the show. It's an accompaniment, just like pasta is. What the Mediterranean diet is not, it's not big bowls of pasta, and unfortunately, and to many people's sadness, and it's not big pizzas. Really, the backbone of this diet is fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, whole grains.
And if we have that stuff in our refrigerator, my biggest thing is if I have to throw produce away. I hate that, but I feel like it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
What is this here?
So people go to the store with great intentions, and they buy a lot of produce. And nowadays they spend a lot more money on produce than before. And so I call this a vegetable humidor. Some of these vegetables are bought this morning, and some of them were bought 5 days ago, and you probably can't tell which.
No, you can't at all. It all looks so fresh.
I know. They have been, the older stuff has been in my refrigerator with the lid on for about 5, maybe going on 6 days, and then some of that I bought today, and you can't tell the difference. This is a damp paper towel, and what that does is that continually kind of infuses water into the vegetables. It's a closed system with the lid on, so it's like a humidor. It's keeping everything in there very, very moist and wet. And then I keep it at eye level of the refrigerator. So you open that refrigerator, and the first thing you see is that. And it's staring you you in the face and it's confronting you and it says, you paid a lot of money for me, you better eat me.
That right there is a good tip. So the key is just to have that wet paper towel in there.
Yes.
I never would have thought of that.
Yes,
okay.
yes, and then the lid on, and then eye level. Do not put your vegetables in those drawers. I call those the drawers
It's a trap.
It is.
It's a trap.
I call them the drawers of death because that's where good, beautiful produce goes to die. Do not put them in the drawers. Keep it at eye level. Open it up, or you keep your fruit out on the counter. And so when you walk in the kitchen, it is inviting you. You know, you paid a lot of money for me.
Yeah.
Let's cut it up and eat it or feed it to my family.
I want to say this is extending our shelf life, but we're not going to put it in a shelf. So it's just extending the life of our produce. Wendy, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we
thank
appreciate
you.
it. That
Thank you.
Mediterranean diet is going to come in handy for us. And as always, if you want to keep up with Wendy, you can follow her on Instagram at Wendy Wesley Nutrition.